cover all these aspects of employability skills, soft employability skills. Self-esteem, self-confidence. These are not very obvious for everybody, for young people when they want to get a job. We cover personal safety, hygiene, so health, how we retain our health in the working environment. Behave properly on the job, how to start our work, how to sustain our work. And then we develop a unit exactly for participatory digital games design, which is exactly what we have been doing in CodeRed. So combining these two types of skills, we arrive to a good knowledge and ability to get a good job. So the curriculum in total, you can find it in the memory sticks that have been put in your bags. You have received the bags while entering. It covers all these subjects we discussed. Specifically for the co-design participation process we have been developing, this is split in 3 phases. So as you will find in the curriculum, of course, let me say that the curriculum is like a standard way of presenting curriculums to teachers. What are the objectives, the learning activities, the expected outcomes, the skills that are expected to be enhanced, etc., and glossary. So the first part of this unit is to introduce the design methodology for teachers as well as the group of students that will be working to know what we'll be doing in this process. The second part is to support the trainer, the tutor, through the co-design process, starting by some experimentation, so understanding the concepts of designing games, then going to developing the idea of the game, a facilitator working with a group of people, they are together developing the idea, implementing the idea if there is time and there is knowledge of some tools, and then presenting the idea, because we want people to feel also confident when they come to a working environment having to present something. We try to give them also these skills. And the third phase is the hard skills of well-known game authoring tools. We cover these 4. I will not read them. There are many more. Others are free. Some are also open source, which you can modify. There are some proprietary tools, so it depends on your budget and the knowledge of the students who you are targeting. This curriculum can be extended with adding more sub-units and more units, if you like. And one of the important annexes of this curriculum is the handbook for the trainer. It's a short guide which lets the teacher know how to use these tools. First of all, how to use the curriculum. For example, if he or she wants to give some basic knowledge about employability skills, soft skills, then the teacher will go through the 3-4 units at the beginning. If they want to go also through the design methodology, it's another pathway they can follow. There is also a connection of the games to the curriculum. So each of these 4 games is specifically connected to sub-units of this curriculum so that it can be used as extra resource after you deliver the main concepts of the learning. Then you can use a game in order to achieve comprehension of the concepts, etc. And finally, we have another tool. It's a e-learning platform, or I like calling it an internet learning platform. So through the internet. And this is, let me say that this is just a tool. So you will hear in the teaching environments that we have to use e-learning platforms, we have to use technology, we have to use everything. No, you don't have to use anything. You need to find a way to blend these tools in the work, in the learning experience. So the objectives are what we should be focusing on. the tools are just tools we can use in order to implement these objectives. So one of these tools can be found on this address. I think we will be sharing the presentation, so I don't think we can share through the website, so you don't need to take any notes now. And here we try to pre-configure a course in the iLearning platform in order to help teachers import these pre-configured units and use them or modify them. So the idea is that every school that wants to use this methodology will be able to customize it based on their needs. And it's in Italian, Greek, and English at the moment. It can be extended to more as well. So we adopted, not for any specific reasons, because we had more experiences from the UK, we adopted the Moodle platform. It's free of charge when you just deploy it and use it. There are many other e-learning platforms and tools that you can use. This is one of them. So you can see that in the first page, we just give an introduction about the project, and there is a menu with general news and the available courses. So even if you are not registered in this platform, logged in, you can see what courses are available and decide based on your interest. And then after you log in, you create an account to this platform, you have embedded a more advanced navigation menu in order to go through the courses. Students can only enter a course if they are enrolled in this course. We can keep teachers decide who to enroll, so to take the decision of giving access to courses, or we can allow the students to enroll themselves in courses. It's a matter of configuration of for a school. And then we configured one basic structure for a course. So when we teach something, of course we need the material, a place where we can give material to students, to childs. It's a folder. We need some glossary. We may need some forum in order to discuss ideas with the students. We may need another type of forum in order to just give them announcements, when the exam will be, when they have to come to the class, etc. And each of the subunits of the curriculum are already presented in the sample content. However, apart from these few tools that we have configured, you can use other types of modules. For example, chatting. If you want, you can have live chatting with your students. You can use different types of forums, either for discussion. Students will be able to create topics, or students will be able to answer, etc. Or you can have assignments and voting modules. So you just ask a simple question to the students and they can vote. For example, you can see here, do you want the coffee breaks to be 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever? And you can also have wiki-like content. So students creating collaboratively the content of the course. So the idea is that you have many different modules you can integrate in a course environment. That's it. At the moment, we don't have time to go into more details. However, we will be more than happy to assist you through the process of adopting such platforms, if you, of course, if you have not already done it. Thanks. What do we have at the moment?
Yeah. Thank you very much, George. What we just to finish off the event for this morning is that firstly, myself and David, we'd like to do a session, just a very quick session for you to just give us some ideas and things that what you thought of the games, not feedback formally. We're not going to do it, right? What did this table say? What did that table say? But also your opportunity to ask any of the partners or ourselves any questions or any queries that you've got around the games or around the project, because obviously from our point of view, that feedback's really important. So,
yeah, so you've all had the opportunity to write on pieces of paper what you thought about the games, the content, the playability of the games, other suggestions for other activities or for future projects. So without repeating the sheets, is there anything that you'd like to feedback now to us, which is additional to what you've put on the sheets, which can help us moving forward, moving for Tony Blair, which can help us in the future to get the direction right for these games or to improve them in the future? Does anybody want to kick off? I needed some plans in the audience.
I think it's a good idea to organize a competition.
Yeah.
Because we have decided last year we had around 120 projects.
Yeah.
And from there you can see the work of the students. And if the 12 countries or 3 countries have, can organize it.
Okay, so I'll just repeat that if you didn't hear that at the back. So at the front, we're saying it'd be good to have a competition of games or game making. And what we've had in Nottingham and in Cyprus, you've been saying what we have in Nottingham is game jams organised with Game City, which has a big computer games archive in Nottingham now. We're organising game jams where young people get together and compete. So they're given a small brief, but they get together and compete and produce really good games, and then we judge the games in some way. So that also kind of adds an element of competition to the game development process. I think it's a great idea myself. Yeah? So game jams, game competitions is one way we can add to what we're doing in terms of game making with young people. So that's a great suggestion. Thank you. Any other suggestions that we can take forward to add to this? Dave, you've got one at the back because you're smiling a lot. So.
I'm smiling. It's more of a question, really.
Yeah.
Because I think we found that some of the games are more interactive than others.
Yeah.
And there's a potential need for a secondary level where there's some exploration of wrong and right answers.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering when the project, how much more time the project has to enhance those.
Yeah.
And then how we can, I think it would be useful to get some more dissemination of it. And I know it's not enhanced for games, but that's where I think we need to go. So a lot of people here were aware.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more people who just came from me.
Yeah.
So it's how we're going to, how long it still has to go.
Yeah.
And then we can perhaps start to push.
Yeah. So the project ends officially where we at the end of September. So there's a limited amount of period now to do the final changes. But we will look at your suggestions and the suggestions that the partnership made yesterday to produce a priority order list of the things that are the most important things still to change with the games and change those things that have the highest level of priority. However, so that's number one. We're committed as a partnership to keep on disseminating the games and to encourage people to use the games and adopt them in their practice. And if you do decide that, there is, as Terry said, an exit form, if you could please fill it in about who you work for and if you intend to use the games in the future. That's important. But the other opportunity is that we can develop joint projects in the future as well, to take the games further, perhaps develop them further, apply them to other user groups or to other subjects as well. So all that is a possibility. So we have everybody's email address, but if you have any firm suggestions around how we can develop the projects and these games further and apply them in different ways, then please make those suggestions.
And in respect to the dissemination, obviously we'll be spending the next, all of the partners in their relevant countries will be spending the next 2 months boring everyone to tears with it, and getting out to as many events and talking directly to people on a one-to-one basis as well, to try and get it out as wide as we can. Obviously, like I say, we've got limited time, but we will be pushing it out as across as many networks as we can. And if there is a network of people or an individual company or group that you feel that we haven't tapped into, but you think we should, then please, tell us, because ultimately, then we will make that contact.
We have got time to do the final changes. We're going to look at the stuff we talked about yesterday and today in this group. We're going to decide the most important ones, and we are going to approve the games before final release. We can also go on after the project to other projects too, to take them further. I know there's European funding for dissemination as well. I think they're called KA4 projects, so you can form dissemination networks. And so the main part is not to develop any more games, but to disseminate and get people to use them as well. So we could look at something like that as well, if you're interested. George.
From the point of view of the university, of course, it's developing good projects. However, us as a private company, we can do an alternative hub as well. So if anyone is interested in adopting these games, we are committed to even after the end of the project, to finish them with you, to customize them, and of course in collaboration with the university, in order to have a product ready to be used in class. So it's for us, it's also a business opportunity. So why not?
And the other thing as well, it's not just the games you see here, it's the process. It's a series of co-design workshops where young people become design partners with other people to produce the best games. And I think that's something that we need to think. It's not just about using the games, but it's employing the method. And that method can engage young people back into vocational training and develop their communication skills, and develop their digital competencies and their employability. And that can be pathways to college, to university, to other places.
And I think it's fair to say, you know, from a UK perspective, the groups that we've worked with, we found that those workshops have been very, very valuable. We've got lots of young people that previously haven't been engaged have suddenly got, I want to be involved in that, I want to do that, because they can see something tangible that's coming out at the end of it. So if you look at Dora's box, that artwork was all done by UK students. So they can see that actually there is a purpose to this, that it is worthwhile in doing. So, you know, in respect of that, I think one of the biggest impact we've had with this project so far, and hopefully it will extend further, has been the impact on those young people that have been involved in that game's design. And because, especially with the group we're dealing with, very often they've not necessarily had that opportunity before.
We've seen some incredible journeys of young people from when we started to developing games and presenting about those games, and that's been a great journey to see for some young people. Any other feedback? Any other questions? Like what's in the sandwiches? No? Okay. I just want to thank you all for coming, for your feedback. Please do fill in the form because that's important to us. And spend the afternoon, the rest of the time we have, having some lunch and perhaps asking other questions from the project team about the project. And apart from that, thank you for coming and your participation. Thank you.
And also, we'll be leaving the laptops and the devices out, so if there was a particular
We're just till 1 o'clock.
Till 1 o'clock, yeah. If you wanted to go back and have another quick go, then they're there to be used.
Good, George.